Robinson Jr., and that is... I thought it was my radio show for a second. I said, oh, my way radio. I thought it was my radio show. My bad.
He was dead serious. Elijah Coates.
And we have a special guest, but not really a guest. It's actually one of the co-hosts, but he couldn't make it the last 2 days, so we got to switch up the schedule a little bit.
He's been missing in action lately.
Yeah, he been MIA, but he's here today.
Yeah, man.
Jukes.
It's Jukes, man. It's an honor to be here. I missed the first 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm here now. It's time to get to work.
That's for sure, man, for sure. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself, man.
Man, the audience, man. I'm born and raised in Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. That's where I'm from. That's where I spent, most of my childhood before, moving to East Orange, and then spent a lot of time in East Orange. Shout out Illtown, the old Illtown.
Uh-huh.
Spent some time in Montclair. Shout out Montclair too. Went there, won the state championship with my guy.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely, it was a great experience. Going there and just clearing my head, just being away from all I know. It was definitely different. It was definitely like a culture change. Man, I'm a big football fanatic. Football is life to me. Fell in love with football at a young age. I'm in love with music. 90s hip hop is the wave. It's always gonna be the wave. Shout out all the guys from the 90s. What else should I say about me, man? I'm just a regular guy. I just do regular stuff. But I'm from Jersey. Jersey guys are misunderstood. They sleep on our whole state. They don't give us enough credit for all the things that we did and all the departments that we're in. We need to get more recognition. # put Jersey back on the map. We basically started a lot of stuff that people don't know about. We're a big part of hip hop, and people just don't recognize it. We're responsible for a lot of hits that you guys listen to on the radio. We're responsible for a lot of Super Bowl championships, a lot of NBA championships. Bro, they gotta stop sleeping on Jersey, man. Definitely, man. I'm Mr. New Jersey here, definitely big on Jersey. Gotta rep my state. A lot of people from Jersey, they just be worried about other states down south, Pennsylvania. Nah, just all Jersey, man. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all about me, man. I'm Mr. New Jersey, man. I love sports. I love music. Love God. Love people. I'm just a regular guy. Just trying to do things the right way. I'm happy for the podcast. It's just that's one of the things that I always wanted to do is just help black men and the communities, because we deal with a lot of stuff and we just hold it all in. We sweep it under a rug, and everybody expects us to be okay. Everybody expects us to be strong, but when we can't be strong no more, we have nobody to lean on. The hardest life to live as a person is a black man. Honestly, everything is stacked against us from day one, and the education system and life. Even some of our own brothers are against us, So to have these two guys all of us just come together and just be for the black male community and just hold it down for the whole black community in general is something special. A lot of black men can't do this. 3 black men can't sit and talk about the problems in our area, the racial problems, without people going against each other, man. And we're just going to shed a light on it and, just hope things change and just go after just, being the best we could be and just showing, black men that they can make it out. You don't always have to, be an athlete or a rapper. You could just be a regular person. You could be a scientist if you want to. You go to the moon if you want to. Just showing you could do anything and, be black and still, be powerful. Don't let the world tell you can't do anything. You could do anything that you want to, especially when God is on your side. You could do anything. Anything is possible with God. So just always being here to uplift our black community, man. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. They need to hear this content. They need to just hear what we got to say. So hopefully it reaches a lot of people. Hopefully it reaches masses of people in different states, different countries. Just help people everywhere, because no matter where you at, we all have the same struggle. We're the same color everywhere. people in Italy, you know, they still got the same problems that we do in New Jersey. People in Africa got the same problems that we do in New Jersey. So, you know, just showing love and just trying to get unity back with our people. You know, that's the one thing that we lack. You know, if we have more unity, man, the world will look a whole lot different. You know, it's not like how, you know, other races, they have unity, they have their own little blocks, their own stores, their own, you know, basically towns with just their people. You know, we had that luxury once upon a time, and you know, things kind of got messed up with, you know, too many people clashing, a lot of ego, a lot of pride. And, you know, that's really been the fall of us as a whole in general, just pride. You know, as black people, you know, everybody has pride. It's always something about an ego that just makes two people go against each other. It's like in hip hop, you know, everybody wants two people to go against each other. They want the two best rappers to go against each other, you know. And that's cool, you know, I'm all for competition, but, you know, people just feed off of negative energy. They just want people to just, you know, hate each other and just like, you know, just want to just start a beef. You know, people feed off of like negative energy rather than just two people being competitive, but in a positive way. You know, that's how I look at life. You know, you just gotta be more positive. You know, you could have competition, you know, but you want to be positive about it. Just, you know, respecting everyone, not just, you know, being rude to people and just you know, cutting them off and just treating them wrong. But yeah, that's one of the things I hope to change. Just bring all the black brothers together. You know, just strengthen them and just tell them like, bro, like, you know, we're here together. Like, you know, we got each other's back. It's not like a, you know, you got to do everything on your own. You know, you're alone. Nobody understands you. Like, you know, we all go through the same problems. You know, so just showing, you know, all the black men that, you know, we're there for them. So yeah. For sure.
Definitely, bro. Appreciate that, man. Dang, you know, that's Jukes right there for y'all, man. That's Jukes for y'all. You're a good dude, man. I've known Jukes since junior year, man. You know, I remember you came from EO, and I was like, dang, yo, you came from EO over here. You better get ready, you know. It's a different breed, you know. But, you know, we ended up becoming brothers, man. And you mentioned brotherhood earlier. You know, can you talk to the viewers about how important brotherhood is? We talked about fatherhood last week. You talked about the importance of brotherhood and never leave my brother and holding each other accountable as men.
Yeah, so the thing about brotherhood that's the thing that we need in urban communities. That's the thing that we need with like black men. Like brotherhood will take everything to a whole nother level. Like, you know, I know you guys see, you know, Giannis and his brothers, they're on the same team, you know, and look how far they're gone. They're close to the finals. You know, brotherhood is just like something that's a necessity for success. Like you can't win unless you have a good, you know, brotherly bond or, you know, unit. You know, you gotta be on the same page. You gotta have a brotherhood. Like you can't expect to succeed with a group of people that don't want to be brothers. You know, it's just not gonna work. It's just never gonna work. You know, you just gotta be humble, man. You just gotta put your pride aside, put your ego aside for the better of the whole group. You know, sometimes, you know, like with groups and everything, like good groups always end because, you know, people don't want to keep that unity that they had when they were in a struggle. Right. You know, people forget that, you know, they were all down bad and they were all in the same situation. But, you know, once money and stuff gets involved, man, brotherhood is just like, it disappears. You know, when money comes into the equation, people don't care about brotherhood. They only care about themselves, you know, what they're getting. You know, we need to just focus on brotherhood and loyalty. That's a lot of people forgot about loyalty, like, and that's ridiculous. You know, loyalty is the only thing that, you know, makes things better. You know, without loyalty is no point. You know, being loyal to your people is the only thing that you could get. You know, honestly, loyalty and love is the greatest gifts you could give to a black man. Like we don't trust anyone, and you know we always feel like we not, you know, we don't get enough love. You know, everybody's against us. You know, you got people bashing us online, people bashing us in our face. You got, you know, we got a lot to overcome. So trying to go through all that on your own is only going to get you so far. You know, you're going to keep on hitting the stop point. But when you're together, you know, it just brings you over the edge. I remember, you know, just like Gary said, you know, we met each other, you know, for football season. I remember like just going to Montclair for football, and I just remember the first week there, I'm just like, dang, like this is a brotherhood. Like, you know, it's not like what I was used to before when everybody was just against each other. Everybody just wanted to be the man. Everybody just wanted to do this and that. But when I was playing football for Montclair, nobody didn't really care about being a man. We just cared about winning. And the fact that we were all, you know, we had a brotherhood and we just stuck together. We were able to win games, not off of talent. We just won because, you know, we knew how to play together. We knew how to be brothers and just unite. You know, we had some really good people, but, you know, a lot of teams had really good people that we played, and we just played better because we were a unit. We just played together because we were united. We had a brotherhood, and that's like one of the things like with football. Like if you don't have a good team and they don't work together properly, it's never going to work. You know, you can have all the stars on the team if you want, but if there's no brotherhood, if there's no bonding, if there's no team, it's not going to go anywhere. You know, it's just going to be a stat padding thing. You know, you're just going to be worried about your stats. But the fact that, you know, we were able to just put together a team of just like, you know, all of us. It just made sense that we had to just, you know, build a brotherly bond for that environment just so we could win. And I remember just the day we won the championship, I remember just sitting on the bus and I was just like crying because like I remember I prayed freshman year, like I just wanted to graduate and just have a state championship. Like, I don't care if I go to college or nothing for football. I was just like, the one thing I need before I graduate high school, you know, is a state championship. And I remember year after year, we were losing the playoffs first round. And then came senior year, and I transferred to Montclair. Then every game, it just kept like, the prayer just kept getting realer. I was like, man, God is good. And I remember when we faced Seton Hall Prep, and everybody thought we were gonna lose because they were a prep school, and like they counted us out from the start. And I remember they scored. That was the first team that scored first on us, and we were down on ourselves the first quarter because they scored before us, and they were the first team to score on us first. And I remember, you know, we just went back all together. We got in the huddle and just, you know, we remembered that, you know, we're a brotherhood. You know, we're not going to win this game on our own. So we have to play together. And it's just that whole game, just after like that first meeting together when we just got together, we just exploded. I think we had like 63 points or something crazy like that. We just exploded because we were just playing together. We were having fun, you know. And that's when football is the most fun, when everybody's just on the same team and y'all just getting along, y'all not arguing, y'all just playing. You know, it's just all football, you know.
Right.
And that's how life is, kind of like. You know, life is fun when you got a group of people that you could just trust, you could just talk to, and, you know, even if y'all don't talk in a long time, it's still the same. It's like y'all never left off. You know, y'all still tight. Y'all still got everything going on. Like with life, man, without a team, man, it's nearly impossible. Like I remember, you know, I was reading the Bible a couple weeks ago, and there's a verse that just talks about, you know, by yourself you could do nothing. One is nothing, but with two, you know, you come back with a lot. You know, you could do a lot with two people or more people. And just, you know, just going after brotherhood is the first step for success. You know, that's what we are. You know, we're a brotherhood. You know, you know, three regular black dudes from where we're from. It just doesn't happen like that. You know, so it took a lot of, you know, brotherly bonding to just, you know, get us here today. And that's what we're here for, to just, you know, help the people who lack, you know, brotherly bonding. You know, get with your boys. You know, talk to them. Just be real. Just be like, bro, like, you know, I feel this way, I feel that way. You know, you just gotta start showing love and being positive and just supporting your bros, you know, no matter what. You know, that's how I feel about, you know, all my friends with music. Like, I support all my friends with their music. You know, no matter how good or bad the song is, they're still my guys at the end of the day. Like, you know, I'm still going to support them. I'm still going to ride with them no matter what, because those are my brothers. You know, without brotherly bonding and without, you know, somebody lifting your brothers up, how do you expect to get anywhere? You know, nothing's gonna grow if you're not, you know, trying to grow with your people. Like, when multiple people are going at a certain, you know, at a certain pace, you know, things just take off rapidly. You know, that's how, you know, teams take over. That's how the Lakers won the three-peat. That's how the Bulls won the three-peat. You know, everybody just knew their role. Everybody just knew what they had to do, and everybody just did it. You know, it wasn't like, oh man, I'm the guy. I don't want this guy here. Like I'm the man. You know what happens to all the stars who feel like they're the man. You know, eventually they're just playing by themselves and they're not winning anything. They're not affecting anything. You know, and just when you have brothers. It's just different. You guys can fight and you just get back together like nothing happened. Like it's just always cool. But when a brotherly bonding is not set in place in your fraction, like that one fight could just take things off the rail.
Right.
I know like in music, a lot of people claim that they're brothers, and then contract issues start coming up, and then now these guys like hate each other. They want to kill each other, but for what? Everybody forgot loyalty. They forgot the rules of just being a good brother, just being down for your guys, and just holding your team down. They forget loyalty. They forget morals when they get a certain point of success, and that's the one thing that I don't want to do. I don't want to get successful and just like forget about who I was when I was down, when I was in the mud with my brothers. I don't want to ever, feel like I'm above anyone or better than anyone. I want to still be the same person, just, showing my brothers mad love and just supporting them. But yeah, man, for sure.
That's what's up, man. And you mentioned being real to your brothers, and asked Elijah about this first, and then asked you about it as well. A lot of times, we put ourselves in situations where, like, we do something kind of stupid, and then our boys kind of like laugh at it and kind of like egg it on. It could be anything, but in reality, deep down inside, they're probably like, man, I should say something to Elijah, or I say something to Jukes, like, hey, man, that wasn't cool what you did. Hey, it's funny to you, it's cool to you, but hey, man, in reality, man, not the right thing to do. I think you should really check yourself and kind of readjust the situation. Why do you think that us as men, or people in general, don't really hold each other accountable, our friends accountable?
Well, as far as friends, it's a certain level of like being too comfortable. Like, if I know this person for being funny, like I'm gonna just look at him for being funny. So like he can say anything, but if he's just known as that guy as being funny, I'm gonna laugh at it. Like,
yeah.
But if it's a person that's outplaying their role, then you start to second guess. But it's like, it's almost like a team kind of, like if everybody sticks to their role, it's like you don't really see a problem, but when somebody steps outside of their role, then like the red flags start to pop up. Right. So, it depends on the person, honestly, if you choose to hold them accountable or not. It depends on how big they overstep their role. Like, me, I'm just like, all around, like, so if somebody says something or does something that makes me feel uncomfortable, and I know it made the other person feel uncomfortable, they're just not, outspoken as much, like, I'm gonna just say something. Like, that's just always been me. Like, especially, like, me and my brother, we bump heads a lot, but, like, we still love each other. But if I say something or I do something and he tells me, like, I'm wrong for that, and I don't see it, hey, I'm gonna argue, but I just know, like, at the end of the day, he's just looking out for my interests. Like, he's making sure I'm not out here looking crazy. And, like, same thing with my friends. Like, yeah, we argue, we bump heads, but, like, me doing that is showing that I actually care. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking out for you. Like, yeah, I might yell at you, I might curse, say all this stuff, but if I'm not doing it, then who's gonna do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my closest friend, we had a big argument, huge argument, because, like, we was out at night, and then I wanted to make sure he got home safe. He was like, nah, it's only around the corner. I'm like, bro, get in the car. Like, I'm gonna take you home, make sure you're good. He's like, nah, I'm gonna just walk. I'm like, bro, get in the car. I'm gonna take you home, because if something happens to you, that's on me. Yeah. They gonna ask, why didn't I bring him home, and it was only around the corner? They're gonna be like, oh, you was just with him now. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't trying to hear all that. And we got into an argument, and it's just like, we both seen a different side that we haven't seen before. Like, we said some stuff that didn't need to be said, but, like, we got over it, we talked about it, but it just shows that I care. I could have just let him just walk home, and if something happened to him, then it was like, oh, well. Then, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think, like, holding people accountable is very important, because at the end of the day, if you don't, then they're not seeing the actions that they're doing wrong, and they don't do nothing to fix it. Like, as long as you nip it in the bud early, then they know, like, all right, I shouldn't say that no more. I shouldn't do that no more because I know it's gonna make a certain person react a certain way. So yeah, I think it doesn't matter if friends or not. You can be walking down the street and you see like a person say something to somebody else, and if you stop that, then they know like, all right, I shouldn't act out in public like this because obviously it creates a reaction. So I mean, I think people really need to hold people accountable a lot nowadays. Like it needs to happen a lot more.
Absolutely. And you kind of like dive into this a little bit. It's better to be held accountable by your peers than older gentlemen or older women,
because you're not gonna really listen.
Yeah, like you hear it so many times, and just like we talk about in sports, like sports analogy a little bit. When your coaches say it over and over and over and over again, it kind of just tune it out. But then one day the team captain or even just maybe the smallest guy on the team is tired of seeing it. He stands up and says, "Hey, like, you're not one of those guys that's like, hey, you need to listen to coach." Not one of those guys. No, we don't like those guys. No.
Bro, like, nah.
But somebody that stands up and says like, "Hey guys, listen, like if we want to be where we want to go, we need to do what we have to do. What we need to do." And us doing this is not the right thing to do. But you don't want to be that guy up to the coaches. There's a difference between being a leader and then being a kiss up, man. Like a leader is, we were talking about this last week, I believe. An independent thinker, somebody who thinks for themselves. And yes, of course, you have outside sources, but you take those outside sources with a grain of salt. You take them and you go, okay, I believe that. I don't really believe that too much. Let me take these bits and pieces of it. You can learn from failures. You can learn from people who your enemies are. I believe in The Godfather said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, because you learn from their mistakes.
Exactly. You learn. A fool or somebody is not somebody who makes the mistakes. It's not learning from it. Mm-hmm. So definitely try to learn from your mistakes. And Jukes, let's talk about this a little bit as well. So I'm sure you have older men, older women in your life that probably made some mistakes. I know we all have some parents and some older relatives that told us about the mistakes. What would you say that your older relatives, older family members told you that you took and it's like, okay, I can't make that mistake? What is something that like you want to break, almost like a generational curse, you would say, that you want to extinguish?
One thing that I was always told is just like never hurt people, because you don't know who you're hurting at the end of the day. You could be hurting, somebody that you may need in the future. You could be hurting somebody that could be, very, vital to you. Like, just hurting people is just like the worst thing you could do. You hurting someone could cause them to, hurt someone else, and it's a domino effect just going on. And when you hurt people, you don't realize it in the moment. People may not say anything, but they probably go home, they cry, or, things just are bad for them. They're probably already depressed, and you probably made it worse. Depression is a big thing in, the Black community. So, like, definitely just watching, how you treat people. I just want to treat people with respect and positivity. I don't want to treat anybody wrong. I don't want to hurt anyone, because I don't want to be the reason why something happens to someone. Like for example, you say something, harmful to someone, and they just think about it, and this person is probably emotionally weak, and the thing that you said to them probably could just make them go over the edge and, hurt themselves, and probably do something that they don't want to do. And just showing love to everyone, just not being like the guy that just goes around and doesn't care about people's feelings, because everybody matters, we don't really talk to everybody in the world, but you don't want to hurt anybody. Like, hurting people is just like one of those things, like you just feel bad about. Like, when you feel bad about something after you did it, you're just like, dang. Like, I remember I know all the time when I'm just tweaking on people, after a while I'm just like, dang, like I don't think they really deserved all that. Like, I feel bad now.
Yeah.
Like, especially when like you're dealing with people that you care about. Like when you hurt people that you care about, you mess up the dynamic. You know, that person just feels like they can't trust you, or they feel like you're just like everybody else. You just judging them, you just treating them wrong. Like even in like relationships, like, you know, you hurt a female, or vice versa, a female hurts you, it just changed your whole life. Like after you get hurt, or after somebody gets hurt in a relationship, that just changes how their life goes after that. Like, you know, a lot of guys get played, and, you know, their lives change. They turn into like players. They just start, you know, wilding out. They just start doing them. They just start focusing on them and just treating women like objects, or vice versa. A guy hurt a woman, and now all of a sudden, you know, she's just, you know, looking for validation from other dudes. Like she's hurting people. Like, you know, so you just always want to be, you know, mindful of, you know, what you say and what you do to people, because some people don't let it go. Some people hold on to things. They hold grudges. You know, you don't want to say the wrong thing to, you know, the wrong person. You know, like that happened many a times. I watch videos on Instagram like a lot of people just arguing, and somebody would just say something berserk, and now like that person just lost their lives. Now that person's family has to find a way to pay for their funeral. Now it's a whole thing. You know, that's how you know, beef and like gang violence starts. Somebody hurts someone, you know, and the next thing you know, now you got two sides of towns just hating each other, and now people can't even, you know, go to a certain area. Some people can't even go to certain grocery stores because it's on the side where, you know, your enemy is, or it's places that you can't even go anymore. Like you can't, like you just make things, you know, dangerous for you and your people, you know, especially with like, you know, gangs and stuff. Like they say stuff and they do stuff to hurt each other, but the domino effect is you're putting your family in danger. You know, I know people that, you know, they'll get into something with, you know, other people from the other side of town, and then something happen, and then now their family life is in jeopardy because you're a beef. You know, what you started goes to your brothers. What you started goes to your sisters, goes to your moms, goes to your uncles, your nieces, your nephews. Like it doesn't just stop at, you know, you and that person. You know, because people are cruel. You know, people try to, you know, go the distance and try to hurt you, and, you know, try to do things to, you know, the people that you love the most. You know, people even go after your significant other, man. It's crazy. So, you know, you just gotta watch how you just talk to people and just treat people, because, you know, that determines, you know, how everything will go from that point on. You know, even with like, you know, jobs, like managers gotta watch how, you know, they treat their, you know, the people that work for them, because you're the manager now, but let's just say this person gets, you know, big and you need them for something. Yeah. Well, you just hurt that person, so now you missed out on that opportunity. So just always being mindful of just like how you just like talk to people, and just like how like the things that you say and the things that you do, because your actions can harm someone, like, you know, not knowingly. You know, you don't want to just be that person who just, you know, harms people. Another lesson that I learned is just like, you know, keeping your family close. You know, a lot of people, they grow up and the family dynamic is not there. Like I know people who don't even like talk to their moms, don't even talk to their brothers. Yep. They're beefing with, you know, their cousins, like literally like real life beefing with their cousins. They don't like their family, but family is the one thing, you know, that, you know, you just want everything to go right, because a good family relationship is great. You know, you want to be able to have those, you know, cookouts, want to be able to get together with your family, just chill, you know, laugh at your family and stuff. But when the family dynamic isn't there, you see the byproduct of that. Because of bad families, you have hurt, you know, children, and hurt children just, you know, make things, you know, they just go off of their emotions. They hurt other people, and then it's a domino effect of people still getting hurt. So just being like a, you know, a better family member, you know, because, you know, family, you only have them for one life. You know, you don't know how long you're gonna have people, especially when, you know, the older people in your family. You know, they I know sometimes, you know, they nag at you, you know, they annoy you sometimes, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you don't know when is their last day. So, you know, you always want to show love, and in with positivity and have something to have great memories of. You wanna be able to, when that person, in your family passes away, you want to be able to say, yeah, I had a great time with them. Like, you want to be at their funeral, like, yeah, we had the most fun ever. Like, I'm glad I'm glad they lived the life they lived. A lot of people, they, when their moms or dads or somebody in their family dies, they die with regret. Like, usually it's always, when someone's father dies, that's usually the big thing. Like, people just, they just have so much, hate for their father. But when, their father dies, they're just like, dang, like, maybe this could have been different if we just, worked it out or tried to, do better for each other. Or some people with their moms, a lot of people have moms that, they just left their lives at a young age. And now you have to be the parent in your, in your household. You have to watch over your little sisters, your little brothers. And now you're kind of building hate, towards your mom, because you had to do what she should have been doing all along. And people hold grudges, and you don't want to see someone in their deathbed and just wish of all the things that you guys could have done. So you only get one life, you only live one time. So, like, why not make the best of it? Why not make the best memories? With a good family, everything works together. Family that you could trust is the best family. Like, family members you could just go up to and just be like, yeah, I just did this crazy thing. Like, I'm feeling this way about it. Da da da. Family that you could go up to and just share, the craziest things you've done, and just, y'all just get together and y'all just be real with each other and just love up on one another is the best family. If you can't like talk to your family, how do you expect to, have a good family when you get older? You need to have those foundations ready when you do start a family. There's a lot of people that have families, they're antisocial. They don't talk to each other. They just live in the same house. They just share the same last name. I got family members in like other states. I don't even talk to them. They send like happy birthday messages, but I don't talk to them. And sometimes I get a little angry. Like, dang, like, you only hit me up on my birthday. Like, what if I was going through something during the week, or what if I was going through something during the month or something? Like, just always showing love to just building a great family dynamic, and just not hurting anyone, and just showing love. Those are the two things that I learned for sure.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Elijah, what about you? What are some things that your older family members instilled in you that pretty much told you, like, hey, I don't want to do this when I get older? I want to make sure I break the generational curse.
It's definitely school. Like, I try not to. One thing my parents try to do is not try to live through me, but they make it solid enough for me. Like you gotta go to school. It's really important. It's not like I'm not one of those kids that like forcing myself to go to school just because they're telling me to. It's like I actually want to go to school and get my degree, because that sets you up long term. Like, if you don't have a college degree, like you know what I'm saying, like, it doesn't open as many doors. Like, with a college degree, like, it opens up so many doors for you, and it, like, especially if you have a major, like, if you go to like a big office and like you have a college degree and like you go there because of what you went to school for, it's like so easier to get a job. So like, I'm looking into criminal justice. That's like my solid major. I want to get a degree off of that. So that's gonna open up so many doors for me, like, to get like a great job and the career that I want. So honestly, making them happy, it's like, for me, it's just staying in school and just taking care of what I gotta take care of, because like, that would make them proud, for real, because they didn't get a chance to finish school. Like, so now, like, it's on me to, like, break that and like go to school and do what I'm supposed to do.
That's what's up.
That's like the one thing that sticks to me every day. It's like, I gotta go to school. I gotta finish school.
Yeah, man, I definitely feel you. And I don't know what it is, but like, that's something I feel like that drives all of us. There's something deep inside of us. It's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be this when I get older. It's like, right. It's sometimes you get driven by fear, but like a good fear. It's like the same thing for me. It's like I fear a failure. I mean, yes, you're gonna fail. It's a good thing to fail. They always say it's good to fail and then succeed later. Mm-hmm. But like, in terms of like the long run, you sit there 20 years from now, you're like, Jukes was saying it earlier, like, dang, I should have did this. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
That's what my pops is really like trying to preach to me, is just like, don't don't look back and ask yourself like, damn, I should have did this. Like, don't, like, you want to be at the point in your life where it's like, I'm glad I did that to get me where I'm at. Like, don't sit up there like 10, 20 years from now, you're like, damn, if I went here or I did this different, then I would have been there. But it's like, don't set yourself up now so you don't have those thoughts and the questions to ask yourself later. Like, we always have that talk. That's the main thing we always talk about, is just make sure you don't have that conversation with yourself.
Right, yeah, man. It sounds like a conversation with me and my mother, definitely. Yeah, I think all parents talk about that. But for me, generational curses I want to break is, not to respect my family or anything, but there's this history of drugs and alcohol,
Right.
you know, and I don't smoke or drink. That's like one thing. It's almost like seeing like sin to me, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen what family members have done to, you know, my parents or any other family member in my life, and it's like, dang, I don't want to put my family through that. You know, it's a wise man once told me that the sins of the father or the sins of the mother will visit the children. Mm-hmm. Now, when somebody visits you, you either let them in or you can leave them outside, let them go wherever they gotta go. So when the sins visit you, are you gonna let them in or are you gonna let them go? So, of course, the sins visit me. Now, of course, there's some that are instilled in you, you know, but then you have to realize what they are. You have to break them. You know, a lot of people don't even realize, like, you know, I have this weird urge of, you know, I wanted to do drugs, but I don't know where I get it from. And then you look back and ask your parents, your grandparents, it's like, hey, you know, your great grandfather or your father, you know, had problems with this growing up. And, you know, and then you go to your next generation, even when we have like our kids, we're gonna look back like, dang, you know, I remember I used to do stuff like that. And you're trying to teach your son or your daughter, like, man, you know, like, this is not what you gotta do. And then they look at you like, well, you were doing it, you know? And it's true. It's true, but they don't understand, like, man, like,
They don't understand the damage it can really cause.
they don't understand, exactly.
My family was dealing with that too, and I realized that at a young age. Like, you know, I have a family member that battled like a really, you know, big drug addiction, and he overcame it though. You know, he's still here to this day, and I can give him his props for that, because he didn't just like, well, I'm gonna go one day and I'll just keep doing it. Nah, he was like, you know, I'm gonna just clean myself up, because you got us looking up to him. Like, all right, if he's doing it, he's still alive. Why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he didn't want us to look at him that kind of way. Like, so he got his stuff together, went to rehab, and was clean for like, what's it, like 30 years now? Probably more than that. And it's like, it's good. Like, I'm happy to see that he's healthy. And that's the thing. That's what teaches you. Like, you got to see it like raw and like the effects of what it can do to you. So it almost scares you into not doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that most kids don't understand nowadays, is if I can talk to you all day, I can tell you not to do this all day, every day, but it's like, if you don't see it firsthand, then you won't really know the effects of it. You know
Or
what I'm
go
saying?
through it, yep.
Yeah, if you don't go through it and see the effects, it's just like one ear, not the other. So seeing it for myself is just like, all right, yeah, I'm not doing that. Because I know, like, all right, that's gonna happen to me if I, you know, do the same shit that he did. So I know not to do that. Like if I can tell my kid, like, hey, don't touch that stove, you're gonna burn yourself. No, I'm not. If I touch the stove, my hand on fire, like, oh, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's good to see things like unfold like right in front of you, so you can really understand, like, all right, I ain't gonna go that route. So it's kind of hard, like you say, you're gonna tell your kids not to do this and that, but it's just like, we can tell them that, but if they not truly seeing it, then they not really getting educated. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's hard to explain, but you get what I'm saying though. Like, it's hard to really tell, especially a child. It's really hard to tell them what to do and what not to do. Because like with kids, it's more visual than hearing. Like,
right.
Like when we was younger, like in the classroom when we was kindergarten, that's why there's a whole bunch of colors and all this other shit, because it's like that's what draws our attention, not words. Mm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have things, like, you need to see it firsthand to really let it hit in your mind, like, yeah, nah, that's it, I ain't doing that.
And when I coach little kids in basketball, I learned something about little kids, man. I learned something. Little kids, They don't listen to words.
They don't listen. They have a short attention span.
Not at all.
If you tell a kid, hey, don't go, they'll be like, hey, I told you don't dribble that ball anymore. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, what? I'm dribbling the ball again. I'm dribbling to my leg. I'm shooting it and everything.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, word? Everybody on the line. Little Johnny gonna start dribbling the ball. Then his face is all red. It's like, oh, snap. Now everybody's looking at little Johnny crazy. That's how it goes. Action speaks louder than words, especially for kids, man. Especially for kids. I mean, you know.
Like firsthand, like my grandmother and my grandfather, like my grandfather especially, he literally like he lives in North as of right now. So when I was younger, we used to drive around in his car. He on purpose like literally took me to go see like the different like with junkies and shit, like drunk, like all the different shit that can happen to you if you go this route. And I'm like, nah. Like to see it, like you're young, you're like 8, 7 years old, to see like a crackhead firsthand, like and they're high, like in that moment you're like, yo, like they really bugging.
And you don't even know what it is.
Right, you don't even know what it
word.
is. You don't know if they suing, none of that. But this is like, they took something for them to get to that. And if you take it, that's where you're going to be at. So like it scares you into reality of like, yo, I can't go that route. Because I can end up just like that. Like again, you may not know their story. They kid went through a lot of shit, but like they could have done other stuff besides that to cope with whatever they went through. So he taught me like you don't need that to cope with the hardships you're going through in life. You don't need drugs, you don't need alcohol, like you don't need that stuff. Like you can either go to therapy or you can get into hobbies, like do sports, go bowling, something other than that. Like something positive to uplift your life. You don't have to do just because that high only lasts for a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That high will probably last you like 10, 15 minutes and you back to like reality. Like that's the thing, is like you can't rely on stuff like that because it's a moment. It's not like a forever thing. You can go play tennis every day. Like you can feel happy doing that and you go home feeling good. You shoot up. This is like you'll feel that greatness, but then like after that, now you all drowsy, now you tired, you feeling like shit.
You see celebrities now, man.
They
got all this money, they got big houses, and then they're the most unhappiest people on the planet. Yeah, it's
money don't always bring you happiness, but it's like that also goes as far as like you gotta have the right people around you.
Right.
It's a lot of yes men in the industry nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be like the hottest rapper out, popping pills, and you just got all them yes men around you not telling you to chill out.
Accountability, like we talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It goes right back to accountability because now, all right, now you in like his entourage, he popping all these pills. Now he overdosed and died. Breadwinner's gone. Who's bringing that money in?
Now what, right?
Because that money's going, exactly, now what? Because like that money going to run out. Like there's nobody producing it anymore because you sat up there and let him, you know what I'm saying, kill himself basically over nothing.
Right.
Like I seen the other day, Young M.A., like I give her props because she was popping pills, doing all these drugs, but she took it upon herself to go to therapy and go to rehab and get herself right. Because she knows doing that is not going to last too long. Like your lifespan it's not going to last that long. So I don't know if it's for herself, but it's definitely the people she has around her. They're like, yo, you got to go get clean because you doing this every day. Like you talented, but it's not going to last if you keep doing this BS. So it really, like if you're popular and you're big, whatever you do, it don't even have to be music, but whatever you do, just make sure you have the right people around you, because not only they'll just take advantage of you, like mentally. Like they'll be like, oh, it's just a pill, it'll be alright. Okay, alright, it's just a pill. You're gonna take that pill, now you addicted.
Yeah.
And now you popping them every 15 minutes.
All it takes is one.
That's all it takes is one. Is what I'm saying. So you just gotta have the right people around you at all times, because it's not like you're bringing yourself downhill, but they'll go right downhill with you if you let them. Like you gotta know how to pick your crowds and where to be at and where to stay at all times. Like even in high school, there's always some popular kids, but where they at now? like let's be real. Let's be real. Like you like it's like you always want to be a part of that crowd, but it's like it don't last for that long. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can be hyped up all you want, but it's like as soon as reality hits, now it's like, damn, what I'm about to do? Like,
once that high school graduation
Yeah,
happens,
come on,
and there's no disrespect to anybody.
for sure.
No disrespect to anybody.
yeah,
but
no
like,
disrespect, but it's like you sat out there and wasted time for what? Your little 2 years of fame is out the window. Now reality sets in. It's like, damn.
Damn,
what
homie.
I'm gonna do?
In high school, you was the man,
man,
homie.
That's a cool.
Really, no. But we talking about relationships with family members. Talking about relationships with your friends. Now let's dive a little deeper and let's get to the truth a little bit more.
Talk about it.
What about what did you guys learn from your past relationships? Like what happened in your past relationships that shaped you who you are today? We're getting into it. We're getting into it.
Oh man, let's get into it.
I'm gonna be real. What I really learned from it is seeing the flags earlier than you need to.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get so caught up in the cupcake phase, you don't even see the flags that's being presented right in front of you. And that's the thing I learned ASAP. It's like you got to see them jokes early, because you get so caught up, and by the time you really get down to business and get serious with her, that's when, in your mind, you think it's her true colors showing up, but they've been like that the whole time, and you just never notice. Like, and not only that, but then, you know, how she carries herself as a person. Like, you got to watch out for that too, because how she acts is how it portrays your image as well, because you with her.
Right.
If she out here acting crazy and saying all this BS on the internet, they're gonna think you the same exact way because you picked her. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if her personality don't match with yours, then it's like she gonna be your downfall. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be the nicest dude, you can be the nicest dude, have a job and all this, but if she acting ignorant, they're gonna be like, well, he following up right behind her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Takes one to know one.
Right. So I can say it, but it's harder than what I'm saying. Like it's really hard to read the signs, because you can really be caught up in really liking a person and not see it until it's too late, and now all that time is wasted. And I've been through that so many times. But like, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go through it again because I don't know. But it's like now my third eye is open on that. It's like now I really watch. I don't just because she looks good and I like it, I'm not finna just jump right in there. Like, I gotta like really step back and see, because like looks can only go but so far, but personality is like that extra. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes everybody even 10 times more attractive. Like their personality matches. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Bomb.
It's bomb. Like that's like the one thing I say I really learned is personality, and like just the red flags early. I wasted a lot of time fooling around with stuff like that. Just not paying attention. And then now I'm at the end, it's like, even though I'm the one that made the decision to break it off, I just look dumb because all that time I wasted just being up there, not paying attention. So that's what I gotta say I learned for real.
All right. Let me go next. My number one thing that I learned from my past relationships is respect yourself. Have to. You have to respect yourself. I can tell you firsthand, listen, I used to try to, no disrespect to her, of course, I have no problem with her at all, but this is the truth. I tried to please her every way I could, like everywhere I could. It's like, yeah, you send these long texts out, you're buying the teddy bear and stuff like that, and then you realize like, damn, I'm not getting this love back, really.
That's what
I'm doing all this for you.
Facts.
Now, how am I gonna get it back? And then when you kind of mention it and bring it up, it's kind of like they're looking at you sideways now.
Right.
And I'm like, and then you start to internalize it and you say, man, something's wrong with me. And then you start beating yourself up, and then you start losing your mind, bro.
Facts.
Like I'm so honest with you, I lost my mind, man. And I let myself go. Like I was arguing with my friends, like, yo, why you talking to my girl? And they had nothing to do with her. They're like, who your girl? I only know her first name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it got like that, and it got to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm losing myself here. And even though I really cared about her, I had to let you go. You know, it's like that. I had to let you go, and like I said before, with all due respect, it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. Like once that happened, of course it hurts. You know, listen to slow jams, crying on the radio.
Boys to men.
Boys to men on Benny Enter the Road.
Yeah.
Zach, listen to all the slow jams and everything, but then after a while, you know, the clouds open up, the sky's brighter, and then when you start getting that confidence back, you're swaggering, and you start really doing things, more women coming to the plate, and also what you say, what you think, and what you do attracts better women.
Right.
You know, like if you sit there and talking about some F these girls, shoot him in his head, knock his legs off. You saying that? Who you gonna attract? You ain't gonna attract no virtuous, righteous woman. You know, and if you do the wrong things and think the wrong things, that's what you're gonna attract. It's just the way it is, man. And I learned that the hard way, man. You know, so respect yourselves, brothers and sisters.
Facts.
You know, if something's going wrong and you realize it, and you're not getting, everything's not getting. It's not 50-50 love, like Teddy Pendergrass said.
It's like real extra with the females, though.
Yeah.
You know, they get it a lot more rough than we do, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a woman's love could be, I'm not saying it is, it could be way deeper than a man's love. Because it's like, when you get like, I'm saying we've all been in love before, we can honestly say that. It's like, when you feel that, it's like a real sense of comfort when you truly reach that level of like, damn, I'm really in love with this girl. Like, and if you feel that back, it's like a real like sense of like comfort. So if a female gets hurt, like she like it affects them way more than I say that it affects us.
Yeah, we're more emotional.
Right. So I feel like it should be a little like extra emphasis on protecting the females emotionally, mentally, especially physically. There's some crazy people out here that really be abusing females, and it's not okay.
Absolutely.
Not okay. It's not okay at all. Like, and I can't. It's almost like if I see it on TV, I kind of want to jump through the TV and just like whoop their ass, because it's like, why are you taking advantage of somebody like that?
You have a sister, right?
Yeah.
Jukes, you have a sister?
Yeah.
I have two sisters. Like we
Come
know.
on, yo, come on.
If somebody like you see the stuff you see, and you like, yo. Somebody did that to my sister.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
You knock the heads off,
right?
And you know, you mentioned it, like when you're with your girl, like you do have to understand that, you know, this is a woman. You know, she gotta respect her emotions, and sometimes she says things that you don't agree with, but you have to find a level of understanding.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know, and Jukes, we didn't forget about you, man. So, what about you? What's some things in your past, man?
Sheesh. Man.
10 minutes, what you gotta say?
10 minutes. Man, listen. So, one of the first things I learned was just like, don't try to go tit for tat. Don't try to go revenge for revenge. In relationships, people cheat, and then you like, dang, like, she cheated on me, so now it's my turn to get back at her. And then now she thinking the same way, so now y'all just, being vengeful. Y'all just, cheating on each other. I also learned, like, don't waste nobody's time, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, I wasted a couple, females' times. I treated some people wrong, but I've been on the other side of things too, especially when you're in love, man. You're just like blind. You don't even know what's going on. Man, she whining and dining you. You're blind to all this stuff. Like she's buttering you up with these texts, but while you over here, she's on, she's doing her on the other side of the phone. Like, she's just keeping you around just for the fun of it, just to, just to keep her entertained, just to, keep her, just to keep her, just to keep people on her, and, don't, be toxic. People look at toxic relationships and they're like, yeah, I want that.
They glorify that shit. You can't do that.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I want that. Like, I want the dude that pull up on me. He got my location. He come up there and he's smacking me up. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like
none of that.
Like, you don't want to go through that. You don't want to waste your time. And then just I also learned you gotta be with somebody that trusts you. Like, no matter what's going on, like, if a woman doesn't trust you, like the relationship is only going to go so far. Like, don't give someone a reason not to trust you, because once you give her a reason not to trust you, you already ruined like the whole relationship, because she gonna think you doing this and that, you know. And you know, women they hold on to grudges a lot. So you know, once you do something wrong, man, it's all over. You know, you done messed everything up. And you know, another thing I learned is like don't let her friends discourage you. Like, if you treating her right, you know you treating her right. Like, don't let none of her friends be like, oh, like, why him? Like, he's this, he's that. You know, a lot of people like to go off of what they hear and not what they know, you know. All high school, I seen, you know, all my friends get hated on, you know, by their significant other's friends just because of a reputation, because of a rumor. Just because, you know, especially with like athletes, you know, you always get he played football, so he won every girl. He out here doing this and that, but in reality, no, we got 2 practices a day. I'm tired. I just had school. Like, we done hit each other like the whole practice. Like, bro, I just want to lay down and just relax. Like, that's another thing. Like, you gotta. I learned that you gotta be with somebody who respects your grind. Like. You know, for me it was football. Like, you know, you don't want to have that person that's just blowing you up. Like, dang, you not texting me back. Like, dang, like I just had a helmet on not too long ago. Like, you want me to stop practicing and just like talk to you? Like, no, like I can't do that. Like, with people like with rapping, you got concerts and stuff. You can't stop the show and be like, all right, like let me text you back real quick. Like, no, you can't do that. Like, you gotta focus. She gotta respect that, you know, you got a goal and then she got a goal. Like, when y'all both got goals and y'all not in each other's way, or y'all not like caring too much about one person's goal, things will go farther. Like, you just gotta be real too. Like, another thing I learned is don't lie. Like, when a female asks you about a situation, just tell the truth, because she 9 times out of 10 she already knows. So you might as well just get it over and just be honest. And honestly, honesty is the best policy. It hurts when you first hear it, but at the end of the day, like it was better that you told me the truth than me like having to find out from someone else. Because in relationships, when something happens or somebody cheats on somebody, you find out usually from another person or from social media. And social media just destroyed relationships as a whole. Like, relationships, like I know people like they're just done with relationships. Like, the word relationship is not even in their vocabulary anymore. Like, people in society nowadays done ruin relationships so bad. Like, they're glorifying polygamy, they're glorifying just cheating, they're glorifying all this sin, but you know, it was meant one man and one woman to just be real with each other, just support each other, hold each other down, and just stick through the fight together and just go through the tough times, you know. Like, a lot of relationships, you know, high school relationships, man, are the worst. I'm not going to even say here and lie to you. High school relationships are the worst. Like, you really sit there and think like, yeah, I'm going to be with her forever. You know, you fall in love, you're like, yeah, like I'm not worried about no other girls, just her, da-da-da, and then boom. Boom, you know, like things happen, and now you just hate this person. Like, you don't want to be around them, you don't want to see them. Like, they just disgust you. Like, everything about them just makes you like, you know, just rage. And like, I also learned just like, you know, slowing down. You know, you just being slow at everything. You know, you don't want to jump into things too fast. So when you jump into things too fast, you already, you know, ruined the excitement. You already know how to, you know, the relationship's gonna go. And you giving her like, you know, all your time, all your attention, you're not focusing on yourself, you're draining yourself. You're draining your energy. Yeah, you want to be there for her. Yeah, you want to, you know, give her 100%. But at the same time, what about you? You matter too. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, don't be going all out your way for her if she won't do it for you. Like, and you know, that's usually how it is most of the times. Relationships in the world is just like 75-25. Usually the man is, you know, he's deep in love, and you know, the girl just, you know, doesn't care, or it's vice versa. The girl is all in love, and you know, the dude doesn't care. And you know, social media also glorified just like wanting stuff that's not good for you. Like, they glorify, you know, the promiscuous woman. You know, everybody as men, you know, people look at the promiscuous woman, they're like, oh man, like this is exactly what I want. Then you get with her, and then now like you're not even you're not even the main guy. Like you just came to be a side piece. You just came to be an extra. Like, you know, and that's how it is for like, you know, women. They just act like it's weird because like when you're like rude to a woman or like you just mean to her and stuff, like she'll like you more. But when you just focusing, you're nice to a woman, it's just like, oh, like, you know, she just look at you like you're just like a regular dude. Like it doesn't excite them. Like I guess like women like the bad boys. You know that phrase is true. So you know, just be yourself. Like that's the last thing I want to end off with is just I learned to just be yourself. Because if you're not yourself and she don't love you for you, then she don't deserve you, King. Like keep your head up. You know, keep grinding. Just be you, man. Don't worry about the outsiders. Just worry about yourself. Just, you know, trust in God and just have faith.
Definitely.
All right,
Well,
one more thing. This goes for both sides, men and women. Don't ever let somebody change who you are as a person. Like, especially in relationships, don't let it happen. Like, just because y'all go through a breakup, don't let that change who you are when you went into it. Stick to being that same person. Like, if you're a go-lucky-go person, you're happy all the time, stick to being that person. Don't become mad and mad at the world when, you know, stuff doesn't work out your way. Just stick to being you, because obviously it worked out. It's working out for you, so keep at it. That's all I want to say.
Definitely. Be yourself, man.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Stay yourself.
This is another episode of the Each One Teach One podcast.
Sir.
I'm Gary Robertson Jr.
Elijah Coates.
And this is
Jukes.
And we are out. Peace. Thank you.